Alright, because you all kept bullying me in the comments. Perfection. So I've heard how people are unable to cook, or they just get insulted because their cooking skills are terrible. I am not one of those people. I think I'm pretty good at cooking. If I can get people to eat my food, then we're fine. If they're spitting it out because they're so disgusted, you can't cook. So stop trying. But that's besides the point. My whole focus of this is I haven't really heard much people complain about how they can't bake. I am one of those people who can proudly say that I cannot bake anything. Cooking is easy for me because I like experimenting with new things. When you're cooking, you can put in as much spices as you want, as much seasoning. You can throw in some green onions, do this, do that. It's all up to you what flavors you want to experiment with. However, when it comes to baking, you don't really have that freedom. It's a very exact science. That's literally what it is. It's just science. You throw in some water, some yeast, do all that stuff, and then bam, food. Unfortunately, out of the little skills that I have now, I did not acquire the skill of baking. The way I figured out I did not have this skill was on my brother's 10th birthday. And everyone was all at school, at work, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And I wanted to do something nice for his birthday. I got some of the cake powder. I followed the directions, okay? I worked hard on this flipping cake. I worked so hard and it looked so good. Got all the measurements correct, all the stuff right, and then I threw it in, looked real spicy, perfect consistency. And then I put it in the oven. By the way, I'm scared of ovens. They terrify me. I don't know why, I don't like them. They're not fun. Anyways, I've never cooked a cake by myself in my entire life up until that moment. That was my first time, and I was doing it by myself, so I didn't really know all the tips and tricks. I know some people are like, oh, that's easy to remember, you stupid idiot. Yes, I know, I'm aware I am stupid, thanks for mentioning it. Moving on, I got it out of the oven, and normal people would say, hey, this thing needs to cool down, give it some time. No siree, not I. I decided, wow, this thing looks absolutely just delicious. I want to eat it right now, but I'm going to decorate it. So I got out the frosting and I started applying the frosting directly onto this hot cake. So I put on the frosting and I saw that the cake was being torn up into bits and pieces. I'm like, wow, why is that happening? I didn't think, oh, maybe it's because it's too hot, you idiot. So the frosting kept melting and it kept just tearing up the cake. And my solution to it was, oh, just put on more frosting. It'll fix everything. So I kept layering on frosting and frosting and frosting and frosting. And it just kept tearing it and making it worse. And it just, it was so sloppy. So I used my one tiny brain cell and I figured, okay, let's cover it up with chocolate chips. I got out the chocolate chips and I decided to spell happy birthday. Well, the chocolate chips were melting because it was hot. So I spelled out happy birthday with them. And I looked at the cake and I looked at how disastrous it looked. And then I realized something. Wow. I spelled birthday wrong. I hurt my own feelings that day. I felt so bad. I just butchered that cake. So now whenever my birthday comes around or something, if someone's birthday comes around, I'm always teased. And we always say happy birthday because I'm an idiot. So, to my brother, because I know you're watching this, I am sorry I ruined your 10th birthday. I love you. I'm so sorry. Okay, with that all out of the way, I just wanted to kind of share my thoughts on how much I hate baking and how much I can relate to these people. We're going to be looking at some of the worst baking fails? Yeah, baking fails. And it makes my baking feel at least a little bit better because at least the cake part turned out alright. Without further ado, let's go.
Nailed it! I don't mean to laugh, but your princess is terrifying. She is so scary looking, and I don't think anybody's coming to rescue her. Oh no, dragon got decapitated.
Yes.
But I love this cake so much.
The princess is a little bit scary. The eyes.
Not even gonna lie, I'm a little bit jealous of her cake. It turned out way better than mine. But I will mention that she completely ruined Tangled for me. Rapunzel is my favorite princess, and she kind of butchered that. You know what it looks like? Okay, hear me out. But it looks like Momo. I can't get that out of my head now. It just looks like... Just put Momo's face on the cake. Oh my god. Alright, with this next one, I'm genuinely confused. I don't even know how they would make the original one, like that pretty looking one. How would they even do that? I really don't know how. Leave it down in the comments, because I'm confused as heck. And with the second and the third image, that is something I would create, so I'm not even going to judge this person, because I wouldn't even know what to do with that. So, kudos to them. I mean, at least they got different colors in there. You know, you can make out that it was supposed to be a rainbow at least. Nah, man, I gotta go back to that first image. Do they just take a toothpick and dab some food coloring in it and then just, you know, make the shape of a rainbow? I am so confused. I kind of want to do it. Alright, I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. I don't feel like you should be calling your cakes luxury cakes, because if that is a luxury cake, then, what do you call actual good cakes? Are those, like, exquisite? Because that is not... No, you don't deserve the title of be calling it a luxury cake. And the fact that you're selling it for that price kind of hurts. How are you expecting anyone to buy that? I'm sorry. I can kind of see where the person is coming from, you know, wanting that price, you know. A cake takes a lot of time, it takes a lot of energy out of you. You gotta buy the ingredients, you have to make it all. I'm sure it tastes good, but with the design, it's a turnoff. It's not good. As an artist, I do understand where she is coming from, because, you know, when I do commissions, I expect $5 out of a beautiful piece, or a piece that I work really hard on. So this person might work really hard on their cakes, but it's not there. The person's just lacking in making it look appealing, and I'm sorry, but with art, you kind of have to be appealing. And I think designing a cake is still considered, you know, it's an art form. I'm sorry, it's not worth that much. You can't sit here and tell me that is worth that much. I would practice a bit more, because no, you should not be selling cakes. I'm sorry, you should not be selling cakes. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie to you, that really sucks, but you probably should have used your brain and put it on a pan. You know, I have no room to talk, because like I told you earlier, I'm afraid of ovens, and I remember this one time I almost burnt down the house because I thought that the oven and... Okay, listen, I have very dumb blonde moments. Give me some credit, please. I decided to put my cold pizza slice on a paper towel and then put it directly in the oven on the paper towel, and it caught on fire. I don't have room to... Why am I even making this video? Like, I literally have no room to talk, because I'm just as bad as these people. Call me crazy, but I actually kind of like the second one more. It reminds me of this one time I did a commission, and instead of accepting money, I actually accepted a bowl of brownies because they tasted good. But the bowl of brownies looked exactly like that second image. I don't know, the first one looks like fondant, and I don't like the taste of fondant, it's gross. And the second one looks like they actually kind of, maybe sort of tried, like they were actually trying to form the chocolate into the shape of the dog. I don't know, call me crazy, I don't care. I would much rather eat the second one, also because it's uglier and I won't feel as bad for eating it. That's something you have to take into consideration. You know, if you look at this beautiful, gorgeous cake, you're gonna feel bad for eating it. But if it's all messed up, you're not gonna feel as bad. As our last one, we have this young feller. The thing that makes me like this image so much is it reminds me of how stupid people are. I don't think people remember the fact that when you bake something, it's gonna expand. If you have yeast in something, it expands. Like, even I know that you're supposed to keep things separated so that they don't stick. Like, this is common knowledge. You should know this stuff. Alright, that's gonna wrap it up for me, guys. Later, simps.